point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
As always, we're not done with Tinder inside we Talking Points community. Today, inside the program, we can look at the speech where President Bio make now the UN General Assembly, where technically when they watch out the speech, they complain the United States to the world. And also we go look at again SLPP supporters then go welcome President Bio and it blame APC for where the 450 million of the MCC part they in question mark. They blame APC for that. And also when they see a video they make runs on the social media where one guy where gets a nickname what they call Big Fish, where take police, what take gun a police, one policewoman in and I think he behind fire on the streets and then fire and then shooter and killer. He gets them clip in there and the police spokesperson talk on there now they will get them clipped in there. And we're gonna look at some videos there if you time permits me or they make rounds on the social media. Nothing here we get for now. So if you just join we want to use this opportunity as always. No, we like for welcome people in. We want to use this opportunity for welcome you. This now Talking Point platform. The program where you listen to, we call on Komon-Tok. With a broadcast now 2 platforms there. Right now, maybe you the watch we saw TPP Leon now YouTube, and we also the broadcast live now Facebook Talking Point platform. Please consider for subscribe now TPP Leon now YouTube and follow me now Facebook. But however, we encourage you to pay more attention on TPP Leon na YouTube because they put some contents there we will not put na Facebook. This a lot of people and credit we are say na a credible source of information. In fact, people in Syria say like a one-stop shop news outlet in the sense where you can probably go get most of the important news that they make rounds on the social media. So you see why it's beneficial to you. Now that make we always say, even when you don't share for the even when you don't join me for the first time, continue for share because we get a strong community here where then they share because YouTube they tell me say they do a fantastic job. We tell them plenty thank you. As always, we don't get time for waste. We they come just now for comfortable by the issues here. Better one. So as always, we know see people in the share. So now continue for share. We they come.
Just one platform. For news every day now we country salute. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TTPTV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit. TTPT.
All right, so from the logo straight now the first item on the program. President Dio don't complain. The United States of America to the world. You know, like what I can say, the game the big, the game the babala, the game the extra large. This issue about the election, this I mean, it don't become this a global affair now because it seems as if President Dio on the offensive now. You know, this time around. The big body in the world, we then can say the mama, but all the body there in the world, now in the United Nations. As soon as I know these are the body where they look into any issues in the world, any issue, name any issue that they look into now. Justice, climate, climate change, women's issues and girls, youth issues and governance issue, any issue. This body, what we call United Nations, are responsible for that. Of course, you know, 78 years this old, the body also. Since 1945, we people have come together, they replaced the League of Nations, Francisco, America. Now that we get this body, but this body don't become, some people say don't become political theater, some people say not useful again, some people say useful. But anyway, it's good that at least there is a focal point, there is a platform where people then go talk, then go they complain. When you check just some of the speeches they would make, we see even Ukrainian President Zelensky said they are united, gonna insert team up na UN they complain not only about Russia, but some of them European allies, for example, Poland and Ukraine, and they in a big beef now. You can imagine how that they mean, because one of the most, I can say, the country will stand so close because Ukraine and Poland are neighboring country there. In fact, they host more than 1.2 million people there. And they're not happy, they don't give past more than 3 billion in aid. Why they say so? Just for tell you the platform that either for they complain, and Zelensky don't go they complain because there is a grain deal between Ukraine and Poland, where Poland don't ban all importation of grain from Ukraine because it reduced the price of the local farmers here. So I think this body, everybody can go talk. So like not about Ukraine business we talk, but for let just tell you, say anybody get rights for go go talk, they complain. So we president no joke about that. He go there today, he go lay complain. But what I will do, I will play for you the clip step by step. I will analyze for you, and I will come on and off for let you at least you get the concepts. All right, let's start. Logo, not to so time not for waste, so not the waste time. Logo. All right, slow we go.
National electoral reforms. Elections as vehicles of democratic transformation fortify governance and allow peaceful transitions. After our nation's multi-tier elections on June 24th, we stand resolved to strengthen our democratic foundation, recognizing the significance of deepening our democracy. I have instituted a National Electoral Systems Review Committee to address historical challenges to our electoral processes. Since our first multi-tier elections were conducted after the Civil War in 2002, the electioneering process has been plagued with persistent challenges, including contestations of declared presidential election results.
All right, hold on there. Family, the reason we make a pause now for not to you sabi English, not to you understand you're a professor, doctor, not to you they look at. And they look at the layman down here and the way they watch his program, where perhaps some of this English they don't understand, and they actually they therefore sensitize and explain it. I don't translate exactly what the President Bill said, not to me words. He said since 2002, we electoral process don't get challenges, and that's the challenges are not just tap even for contest elections. We are in people and they say they don't agree. So technically, if they go tell the world, say not to today, then begin get election dispute. Not to today. You see, it be a case for it lay a premises because they get a point where I can make. Now, it don't tell you one world say we since 2002. We not get any election where we don't go par where we come out with clean and open without any problem, which means there are problems, there are challenges, other people and go agree, other people don't agree. So palava day throughout the election day. I don't quoting what's there. Let me go before. Let me get back. Let's put let's go back. He said, don't institute, not that you don't create a body, we go look into them challenges here. Of course, now we are saying create a body, we are in the vice president for looking to electoral reforms. What should we go do for make sure say we electoral process them become credible, transparent, we accept them, and no issue. So in say, don't tell you what say, you don't create this body with the vice president and the leader. So low we go, low we remember.
By the constitutionally mandated electoral commissioner to address these historical challenges and consolidate our democratic gains, a comprehensive review of the electoral system is necessary to reform Sierra Leone's electoral landscape. The National Electoral Systems Review Committee will comprise the government, civil society, political parties, professional organizations, and development partners. It holds the mantle of evaluating existing frameworks, institutional arrangements, and observer mission reports. Its mandate extends to proposing vital reforms fortifying Sierra Leone's electoral integrity. These actions encapsulate our commitment to forging a fertile environment for dialogue.
All right, he said, because of the challenges, because of the difficulties, the AFAF problem, much will be done they take place. It's go back, it's an historical problem. In other words, you don't tell where this all happened, not to today. It don't set up a body, but this body not so just one-sided, a multilateral body in the sense it gets the government inside it, the political parties there, and even we donor partners at the end of the day for look into what do we go do as a nation for make sure say we electionary process now the country becomes something where we go proud of. Now they go.
Affirming democratic governance and fostering enduring peace. Mr. President, it is regrettable to note the decision of certain member states to introduce unilateral cohesive measures, including visa restrictions.
All right, all day. Now, despite where he don't do this, he don't set up this body for let them look into problems. So who don't get now the country. But he feel bad, he regret, he unfortunate for make it see country. I mean, not we just call America because now the only country would announce visa restriction. Not so. So now it don't call by name because of course people know America are the only country who don't announce visa restrictions, a visa ban for certain people who don't believe say they get on per this election. I mean, they play the QK business. So he say this not unilateral action. In other words, America are the normal go do, other countries not do. So in other words, he expects if any punishment or any decision, America not for go take, they not for go come out and do on their own. America for work with the world and sit down and if you not whatever decision. So enough for be one person. If for be something collectively, because the world they live today, of course, we know a multipolar world. But America take unilateral action, just like when they can blast some states there, where they can blast some other states and say you do a unilateral action on you. You remember this not a political word where some states then can use against another states for weakening them or for exert political pressure, diplomatic pressure. You know, even when we see back then days when America be go inside Iraq, despite the world not agree, now unilateral action, then do it on their own. People then condemn them. Some people away at least they get problem with America. They use it. This is unilateral action, no good. Even of recent time where China, where Russia go inside Ukraine, now unilateral action or not ask the world. So America don't take a unilateral action on their own. Them force that they punish Sierra Leone. He regrets. Here we go.
On Sierra Leonean citizens following the recent multi-tier national elections. we observe that such unilateral measures, which are in contravention of international law, have sometimes...
All right, no, Ola. Now, technically, from what Marabio don't say in statement, what in America do, look the word, not to me word, la put the word, is a in contravention, meaning then they then go against the law. In other words, America says they don't cause problem for themselves. Why? Then contravene the law, then go against the world. This not to international, it's against international law. So America don't cause a problem for themselves. Yes. They don't offend the world. They don't offend the world or don't go against the world. So which means, I mean, this now, if it be a serious thing, America would say they don't contravene international law because they take unilateral action. How will they go?
It's been the response to electoral outcomes in other African nations to exact political pressure. As members of the international rules-based community.
So he said, then actions there where America they take. This not a thing where new. Now actions that we can use when it comes to African politics for pressure African countries there. Now we go. As we remember again, just bought this America introduced visa ban in a different country there. For example, introduced Nigeria because they said they get concerned about electoral malpractice, and I think Zambia also they introduced visa restriction for certain officials. So, like the try for say this, they happen more of the African position. Anyway, now we go.
Unity. African states strive for sovereignty and meaningful cooperation based.
So African states look for sovereignty. I mean, we see this word on come on many times from the government, the spokespeople for say we are sovereign states. So for like America, alone can't begin to tell me what to do. Of course, when I hear what the president be say, we're gonna alma mater school and that. He say America call and for tell and say make it tell Koneme no announce the results. Wait for him. He see next he asks a rhetorical question. Would that interfere? America or in America call and say if for tell and the body where he said when ECS na semi-autonomous body. In other words, yes, now create the body, but you don't get power for control them. So for let America call and for say tell ECSL Mohammed Konen for let announce the results, it asks who then are this possible they interfere? Now me or America? So they look for what's independent logo.
On mutual respect and understanding. In democratic processes, every democracy faces unique challenges. However, the essence of sovereignty, as contained in the UN Charter, is the ability of member states to address and resolve internal matters independently and without external pressure.
All right, very good. This is where I now, because like I tell you, you see, when I begin, I lay the premises for tell you, so this body I wouldn't create 1945, now body where they allowed people and for go talk, for go lay complain, for go talk anything and talk. Now, he said, this body the body recognize each and every country for being independent, for being a nation on your own, which means then for allow the people resolve the issues internally with them yourself, because they're a sovereign state without external pressure. We never allowed no other country for kind inside the country can't tell you what to do. Because the United Nations make it clear, see, each and everybody, every country now this body said team up so it on your own, an independent body. So why for allowed another person for kind inside, for can interfere? Why not for left for let we carry out our affairs there internally, we resolve them. How we go?
In our engagement on the international stage, we hope for understanding and mutual respect, especially on important issues like national elections. Constructive dialogue and open channels of communication should be the pillars of our global interaction and not punitive, unilateral, cohesive measures that do not further the entrenchment of democracy, but instead strain relations between nations.
All right, he say what you look for. You look for respect, but let people and give people a respect. Huh? Let we give self-respect as a country there, as people there. But you know, for kind of me country, you can't tell me waiting for do. Okay? If you know me party, just can observe. But if you they can pressure me, this not to respect Nandi. And apart from that, for the NTR can make palaver, make you to get palaver. It's strain, say it goes strain relationship. In other words, we party one we go put her aside. We go put her aside. So technically, is here telling the world, telling the United Nations, the actions of America will make the relationship between Salon and America become difficult. These are the words. Now we'll go before.
Sierra Leone remains steadfast in its commitment to free, fair, and credible elections alongside our dedication to the rule of law. We believe that democratic progress is a journey, and its pace varies from one nation to another.
All right, he said, let we understand, see, when we talk about democracy, now a journey, and we have to look at each and every country in different way. This is not the first time they make this word. When you go in school back when they give statements, it said America don't practice democracy for more than 200 years. So therefore, allow we as a country, we just start we don't practice democracy for 60 years. For long, they make mistake. We will make mistake, we will correct their mistake, then they will move ahead. But also, if we recognize, say, we're unique in the sense, what we want to go do as a country, we will fit to now, we fit to necessarily. So each and every country, then for allow, let run your own pace, let run your race. How will you go?
We respect the individual paths countries have taken in their quest for democracy and anticipate the same level of understanding and respect for ours. We aspire to nurture relationships rooted in solidarity, cooperation, and mutual respect, all directed towards a shared global future. United Nations Security tenure. As Sierra Leone takes its non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security for the 2024-2025 term after a hiatus of 53.
All right, that side, it don't go with America. This is they jump on another partner. It don't tell the world. Technically, it don't go late complain. This now a warning to America, now a warning to any country who feel say then we just can't the country now we can't interfere. As a partner, respect for day. And because we don't run we own race in we own pace, therefore left way. And you don't make a clear say, therefore allow we don't make mistake. When we make mistake, we go learn from their mistakes and we move before. That's now one of the spiritual give and connection with this. So clearly now, this team from level, from school, from VOA, and I don't count at the world. This now the entire world, because this now, a time where all the world leaders they gather, all the world leaders, everybody they watch, journalists, everybody interested. So basically, the President Bill don't take the war now. They say the best form of defense is to attack. You don't go attack America, not only inside the university, they don't can at the General Assembly now. They can whatever they can say, open the I don't know how they will put it, open the game, How will they go before?
Yes, we are deeply aware of our shared duty to uphold international peace and security. The profound nexus between peace, development, and human rights will be the beacon guiding our priorities. We stand poised, resolute, and committed to forging a world where these ideas are not mere aspirations, but enduring realities for all. Sierra Leone fully subscribes to the ideas of multilateralism as a tool for global peace and security. Our vision is to serve as the vital conduit linking ECOWAS community of the West African states, the African Union, and the nations in focus with the Security Council. As we yearn for tranquility and justice, we pledge our commitment to collaborate with the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, and as part of the 10 elected members and the 3 African representatives. Reform of the UN Security Council. Mr. President, Sierra Leone recognizes the pressing issue of Security Council's legitimacy.
Fambul, the thing is about the speech where Marabi will make the General UN General Assembly. This part of the speech actually touched me heart. This part of the speech actually explained the common position of the UN. This part of the speech, that the injustice, this is something that a lot of Africans have been calling, yearning for. You know, I mentioned the dates since 1945, where the United Nations come into effect, with a born United Nations. You remember that year date to this year now 78 years. Not a single African country that allowed for the permanent representative. But these are the body, this way they talk about democracy, they talk about good governance. So a lot of people in the argue say this is now one of the most hypocrite body this. Hypocrites. Now the only continent, Africa, now the only continent will not get representative now the UN Security Council, despite plea, beg. I mean, now almost a century, 78 years, 30 days. But you know, they can say, how you sell yourself now, so they buy you, how they see you now. So it seems as if white man and get some to them believe about black man, then I make you know they allow we pass at it. I mean, 78 years. Then the African leaders every year they go talk and go talk. You remember this sitting, that sitting. Sierra Leone, nine them begin that position there with other African continents, 3 African for advocates for the position for now we get 2 permanent seats in the United Nations Security Council back there during EBK regime. After EBK done in time, they not succeed. Of course, Sierra Leone still now one of the chair. So Marabio take this position. I mean, Ghana they don't. I mean, this thing just not make any sense for people. You understand? Why would they say this now a united democratic body? Whilst all other areas are represented, even in your affairs, no, they allow you know we represent ourselves. No go before. No, they can't done shortly.
Equitable representation and transparency. In a world reshaped by geopolitical realities, true global peace and security hinge on reforms and the rejuvenation of United Nations Security Council and the UN General Assembly. Joined by fellow United Nations member states, Sierra Leone committed at the 2005 World Summit to support reforms of the Security Council as essential elements of our overall effort to reform the United Nations, to make it more broadly representative, efficient, transparent, and thus to enhance further its effectiveness and the legitimacy and implementation of its decisions. While the discourse has seen forward movement, the historical injustices endured by the African continent remain unresolved at the intergovernmental negotiations. Africa glaringly stands alone as the only region without permanent representation within the Security Council.
No, just like we talk, Africa are the only region, are the only place. I mean, when it comes to Europe, you get France, you get the UK. When it comes to Asia, get China, even Europe, even sometimes Russia, Russia, they between Asia and Europe, a large part of Russia, they're not Asia, but anyway, in a European country. So you cannot say America represented, the American continent itself represented, the Asian continent represented, Africa not represented, even though we get more than 1 billion people. And I mean, just now in historical injustice, indeed, just like where President B talk about. But somebody put that the tech dictionary. He said Africans, they pay them dues. I said, how you sell this? So they buy you. I mean, we don't sell ourselves so cheap. Now big would they go big, cap in hand. Always would they go big. Always would they go big. So how they go respect me? How they go respect me? Where we not care about people. We know they do the thing. Whether we go trust money or go big money, we can't. We're then send for when I come to the counter and back to the annual trust. We don't pay more debt. You understand? We pay more interest because each and every money gets a serial number. When they can go give them money, then they end up back in the international, like the white man and banking back. So it's really funny. These guys are not serious. So and it shows the fact shows they up to 78 years, going to 80 years. I mean, not just look at. I mean, they say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. And this now like 2 times 4, 80 now 40, 40 now 2, not so. A fool at 40. So they don't fool me past forever. This I like this added. A fool at 40 is a fool forever. Africa is a fool forever. Because I mean, for 40 years, I mean, therefore don't cut the 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and for don't stop, say, okay, we get to African OAU back then. If we are not agree, then are we on corner? I try to God if you will really, really be serious about this position, not just political theater they go make no just for go talk. This thing for the resolve. If they just boycott 1 year, they just boycott all the Africans, then say where they go. They don't solve it. But this and then just they talk after September additional. Wait, maybe after 40 years. Yeah. Anyway. I think that is sufficient. We know that the position already. So for me personally, possibly they always look for justice and good governance, democracy, fairness, equitable distribution of whatever resources. I think I mean, don't overdue. You don't overdue. But anyway, like I say, I'll see them by we. This is it. If we never pay with dues themselves, we never pay with dues now UN. If we never pay with dues them for us, how then we take me serious? Even we AU Parliament, we AU Parliaments, the body na Ethiopia, na Chinese man will be for me. Can you imagine? I then give it, I then donate them for me. Can you? Let me. How they go? And it just pay me, and I just think the speech will make sense, and because these are some of you don't talk about any issues, and they privately for a very long time. So when they mentioned that was a good thing. But anyway, now look at again Marabio. Now it don't take the it again. This not to America again. It count this it again to APC. APC not great for make APC they go campaign for let Marabio not get $450 million. Not to me say, listen.
$1.5 billion. So instead of them campaign at Freetown, then they can't campaign at Washington, they will not get the money. And God is great. The truth shall prevail, no so. How proud are they of her? I can never say thank you enough because of her commitment. Where I can see consistently all the time. Thank you. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for being there all the time.
That was outlandish accusation. This is a strong accusation. People then say the election don't move on, but I mean, each and every opportunity where President Bill gets, you feel as if it is still a campaign. You know, we don't get a security council seat, non-permanent member. This is not about politics. Whether or not you do it, that is why they elect you in the first place. You understand? If you do something, share the profits, share the glory to each and every individual, including political parties. We don't get a security council as a country, not as a political party. They'll not be able to do it. But again, each and every country, I mean, each and every government gets in plus. It gets in plus, it gets in negative. It get the things that we achieve, you get the things that we not achieve. So always, I think, in the interest of the unity, it fine for no we tread cautiously, things away for celebrate, not fair not figure, not fair not something where we all for celebrate. Any win will win, we all win, not to a government win, not to a political party win, not to a president win, not Sierra Leone win. That not the kind of message where the facing president be for Googie. But again, you see the one who will chair and self, and able to listen and self. They talk something with the penner. He say it all work very hard for get $450 million. And APC one poila. APC they go campaign for men not get that money there. And people like the neighbor is just so much just there and for go make noise, understand. But anyway, the crowd waits on for go welcome. Iboku, really boku. I see. I mean, a lot of people then go welcome. But anyway, that's it. I just bring and can't let people then get and clear. Yeah. Look how what's happened today. Somebody would then call big fish. Let us see what's take place. So we come share within the police spokesperson say, Lord, just see this. Just to advise you that this is get some graphic content.
Let them video. You left. Let me video. Let me buy that video quick. Jesus. What's going on?
Let's say the man team up in the watcher.
Jesus! Wow! No, this is the man. This is the Lord of Jesus.
This soldier man a legend.
This is a legend. He for die. He want kill him. He want kill him. He want kill him.
He a living legend.
All right. So Fambo, Lowy, what did the police and for say about this incident? Now we go to the police then. Lowy, what did the police and for say? I don't know if you know the see, what I share. Fambo, on the see what I share. On the see the clip. All right. So again, some time. It's time for come up now. Within the police and see what happened. So, Law spend some few moments. The police and get a statement on this. Now we are waiting and get for say. I don't know why. All right, I think it's coming up now.
He jogging gone na ilé ya. So he did bien for say give me this gun. All of a sudden that guy he did
I
fire
don't know why.
randomly. So the lives of people know they are threats.
I don't know what's not a delay.
You know, if you have a gun down because in this leisure man put you in gun down.
Probably on again small time. It is tight for load.
At the end of the day,
I'm pretty sure perhaps I don't know what's in happened today. All right, okay. I think we don't get what we we'll come back.
Your name is Joseph Johnson, and this is a special program where we bring an update to you concerning the situation where we just happened at the central business district of Freetown, which we get a shooting will take place and a military personnel intervene. Then we find out say the person actually go to a bank and it take a female police officer in weapon and also being cause threats to the public. But me no go talk much. We get the police head of police media when ACP Brian McCamara. We also get Abdul Karim Will when a spokesperson for ONS. They are today now for talk about the situation. I will start with you, Brian McCamara. What's the exact thing? What's one I don't get that? What's our findings?
We happen to say this afternoon. We get deployment now. UBA, Charlotte Street.
Yes.
We get deployment there. So one of the deployment they will get there one female lady, and when I was so immediately this fellow come. What they call Big Fish. Now the name I don't know for. I don't know the actual name, but the alias name is Big Fish. Very huge fellow. He come unexpectedly. They did not expect him. He got jogging, gone na ilé ya. So he did bien for say, give me this gun, give me this gun. All of a sudden, that guy he did fire randomly. So the lives of people know they are threats. They confront the soldier man himself. You know, if you have a gun down because in this leisure man put you in gun down, the soldier man say, well, you put kind of confrontation. So at the end of the day, because you don't become a threat to the soldier, where we even understand say shoot up, but not because we get bulletproof, and we say it will continue to cause more damage to society. One and done. And according to the use of engagement, we use maximum force. And I have to call it maximum force. We get in military terms or in police terms or use of force, we get minimum force, we get maximum force. Maximum force, that one the way the use of a life, especially for being life down. Because the provisions of the law, section 16, according to the constitution, she knows the right to take somebody's life. But the circumstances they going down, if you lay down, the circumstances where you take somebody's life. One, where you get to protect yourself or to protect the lives of other people. So then in that situation, you should not fear yourself. Where you make it to on and down and then
embodied it coined. So what about we get a situation where you can say one of the bullets where is shoot at the soldier man, I don't know the tip a woman, an aged woman or so. I know what's the condition of
that one as well. Where at the time, we the fight for take and go hospital. Understand? I don't know if they are not in condition now, but at the time, we the fight for take and go hospital. The police try to get out some civilians to help them to take and go hospital.
The injury is serious.
Well, I did not see the injury. I see the cry. I not see the blood run, but I see the cry. Honestly, I see the cry. He gets head tie. He gets head tie and the cry. Civilians will land the police to try for security and people for the can.
Not being can inside Abu Dhabi. What's the points? What in this means to the security situation at the country?
Well, the big thing is that we get the capacity and get the alertness we need for response. This person can't take gun a person in hand. If we don't get that level of collaboration or cooperation amongst the security sector institutions, if we don't become threatening to public safety. But the moment this person do that one day, you see, get swift reaction for put the situation under control. I mean, the soldier man and the policeman will be involved, any other people will be there around, they may not become threats to that person. They will grab this officer in gun from him. And a very bad practice. What will they do so? Like sort of hold the news, the specific details that will come as we gather the information in terms of the investigations. But in this era of social media misuse for spread lies, for spread.
All right, so of course, at least I don't know what can take place in the country today, and not talking point community, and the police don't give you a clear picture waiting to take place, and I think we're not gonna go deep into this. We don't know waiting. I mean, some people depend on the some people say, okay, perhaps if we don't fire in foot. Then broken foot instead of maybe then just kill her and for arrest and investigate and know much but why he decide for doing that. Maybe he mentally challenged, maybe he get some issue. I mean, but anyway, police say then get the rules of engagements and for use maximum force in then kind of circumstances. And they enter me not to train police. I don't know much, so now we take the police their account, not so. All right, so we tap here. I don't know if we go open the line for few calls. We could just open the line for few calls and we'll take on a text them. Let us see if we could able open the line for few calls. All right, so what we go do first? Let me switch first the phone because I know let me switch first the phone. We can't take the text in first. Yes. All right, okay. Now what we will do, we'll come on the texting first, and after that we can open the line. We can just
Attention. Are you hungry for the latest insights on politics and good governance issues from the motherland, Sierra Leone? Look no further than Talking Points, your go-to platform for engaging discussions. Subscribe today and let your voice surge. Talking Points is where smart minds come alive. Subscribe now.
Well, the woman also not for subscribe, but I need for subscribe, family. You know, when I don't try, but still, more than 40% of the people who watch you and I know they subscribe. You know, then though they can't watch you, them go, then they subscribe. You know. But some of them would, they take it left for the see their phone then at the end. Your phone just go for the disappear. You're not subscribing, your phone just go for disappear on your hand. If you're not tablets you use, go for disappear. If you're not you computer they use, you go for just disappear. If you then begin to disappear, just know say, oh, not because I'm not subscribed it. But anyway, Lord puts the line up. Maybe if you don't get the line hits, the one day we not get a hit thinking. Take a logo on the text messages, quick one. look at. I'll take some few messages and I'll take some few calls, and we are done. All right. This one they come up from. This one they come up from Signature. It says Sierra Leone has a long way. This one they ask Bravo team. They say, who is in control of the security of the streets, the army or the police? Well, internal security is being manned by the police, but sometimes they can get to Tenko Mark P. We are in real circumstance when, particularly when riots want to take place, where the police can invoke that cooperation. But I think the police, the soldier man, they are around. You're gone. Of course, definitely. I mean, instead of no wait, let them kill her, you know. So we're not get much on that, Nandi. But if you act who is in control of internal security, na the streets, na policeman there. But the soldier man and back in kind side whenever situation and the need be. All right. Somebody they asked Mr. P, where they say if he was shooting randomly, why no single person killed? Well, and the police go tell you now that maybe something else be use the gun. I don't know. The man a musician, according to what you get, but na musician. In nickname na Big Fish. Let's see if I get in real name now. Yeah? I think somebody sent it for me real name. I don't know if we if in a real name. A real name. Anyway, Lord, if I can call name, we're not in real name because the person say not sure of that name there. But now Big Fish and one for anyway. Now big fish and one, but this one they come up from Barry Joe. They say you are calling for dialogue, but you are making all these accusations. That's all right. So family, the line door open now, just in case you want to add a voice on the program. And now we go before small. Look for now we add more of these texts. All right. So now would they go to take the calls? Then though they read on a text. Then all right. Now we had this voice. This voice they come up from yes, whose side they call from?
Hello, I call from London.
All right, you get 2 minutes.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
No problem. You get 2 minutes.
I just talk on like 3 things. One, the fire wouldn't fire the man with the gun. I not get the story better because I go today. I just chap the story there. Okay. But I think I think this with your man before don't fire a foot. So that if you don't go to and they try for men and then they let them get information from them. We don't know, now they can mess up, Now they don't farm, nobody don't know what are the causes. Why make you go take the gun? Why make you can't threaten people? I don't really know. So what if they don't do? If don't even fire like in food, I mean, the police, the soldier man, they're well trained. They know how to put gun across your arm, and then they forget more information than that one. Now they decide how they wouldn't make mistake anyway. The killing, you don't decide the people they now, the blood and all thing for the kill no more. No, come on, man. If we try and stop that and rethink. And then the second thing again, I think waiting the president say, I mean, he read his speech well, really, but the area where he touched on it go too harsh. I think it go harsh. By the United Nations in speech, and then it go harsh again. We can speak to the people them outside. You see, what in that time they are at the time is for bring people they come together. We they go talk to the international community. They want a young big one day. You know how they spread you news. You know how for cajole them. We they go see you like it's born. We they respect it. Then they go receive you that way they and try to help you. Or if you go at them, then one day then our people they're too clever. They don't do the partner for a very long time. You get to be very careful the way they spread it. I mean, your message.
All right, thank you.
Just like we get picking up who said the way they begin to talk to you,
I get your point. You get 10 seconds more.
You know the same for
10 seconds more.
You know, if I know I do the things, you know, now that's no more.
All right.
Then the way he talk to the people there outside, at least if Namina in what I for don't talk to the people that nice, I go to the other one.
All right. If you want continue conversation, if you want continue point, you can call back.
For the future, not for now, for the future.
All right. Now we had another voice. Yes. Who said they call back? Who said they call from?
Call from Miss Holland.
All right. You get 2 minutes. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Komon-Tok. Made the president in speech with me. I say, I also shape and create. You don't go inside your bus back in the city, but you need to come out. You know, this arrogance we talk about in our country, they say charity begin at home. So the same way back, you don't go perform, we go to the UN. And for say, we the African continent, for now we get seats. 2 permanent members sitting na the UN. Let them make Malawi get, we, inside African continent, we get light, we get water, we get enough food, we get good road.
So
yes.
You don't support the idea of we get seats. In office say 78 years.
Enough for they show your clothes according to your size. Who's country able to sacrifice and say in the put $10 million or $50 million na UN for support another different country, whether Asian country or European country, or even in continental Africa continent countries. In no day. We don't get that mind day. That mind don't know. Why see Africa don't be the one that the UN? That they get the high share and they contribute to the high share.
Yeah, American in fact they give the largest share. Yeah. No, you get points. I agree, you get points. But the only thing America say, I will sell we sell, so then buy we.
You mentioned about nothing. Donald Trump say African as she told. Not about nothing because we don't get we say. We don't get we say. Country they only develop past the United Kingdom, past France. Look at 600 million. Looking at 600 million. Africa now they country with 100, 200 million.
All right. Now we had another voice. Call back if you, in case you want continue with the conversation. Now we had another voice. Yes, call outside the call from.
Community.
All right, come on. You get the platform.
Yeah. We salute God sorry for we, but to president who gets and the country, you know, like the man not like a country. The man not like a country. Because if you like a country, what would they go through right now? I for lobby. And then I for put it further than door. But the man just consider about himself and family. But God will see me through. But it's not funny right now, salon. If you don't get the opportunity for go now for let me yourself, you go actually you talk to the give statements to this man, let God help him. But if I come on talk, arrest me in case now.
All right, thank you for your contribution. All right. Yes, let me take on a texting. Let me rush for take on a texting quickly before the line gets even more busier. This one they come up from Samuel. So we see APC or ECSL. Who should we blame for the MCC issue? All right. All right, okay, now add another voice. Yes, call outside the call from.
Hello, Mr. Komon-Tok, how you doing?
Thank you. Outside the call from?
The call from Overtagwin.
All right, you get 2 minutes plus. Go ahead.
Me, since where I believe say my dad will be full. But today I don't think otherwise. I think the
the self-interest way he gets to himself, he say, it look like a bully, and that's what it is. If he say what in the say, now everybody for dance too. And I get sense past all man. It's just so sad. I don't know, sorry for the language, if how people like say when somebody is arrogant, it can lack of ideas. Because the arrogance when they get a chance for see the reality and then agree for take nobody the advice. That's mad at you. Who are problem by this? Then ask you a simple question. That's something we signed for give a free and fair and credible elections. We all know say the thing not even the elections not even free. It blocking opponent, one for kill them, create every kind of things that the country. Now you don't go make results of your own. You say now they claim say what you want, like all man for dance to. If you say for big president, don't be saying you for bulldoze everybody that you want. By God in power, like if you say you don't go shake that red mango tree. When we make all the mango there for up and thank God for that. Now we all know the truth.
No, me normally I not we not the swear president. Me I not we not the swear president. The problem, the thing is, let's just jump in. This platform now a democratic platform. We are in everybody get right for talk, criticize the president. But one thing, there are certain guidelines we are put way based on my own policy and based on your own policy as a team. Because I got up to one of the things we will not ever allow here. We not allow for course any person, whether a caller, whether a president, whether a politician. That is one. Though we not also allow for me to swear any president. Why? Because like I believe say when I said don't they follow me, I don't tell them my background na religious background I come out. Me papa na be imam. One of the things where they preach.
Let me tell you something.
Now just round up. Before I forget. At the good time, at the good 2 more minutes. One of the things we can always say is, Lord, we not swear with leaders. If we swear with leaders, if God answer that swear day, when that dombolo come, that number that come, now una force the people that we swear in the rich part. Because I mean, right now, God forbid, bad thing happen at the country. Matter be able on with him. Again, I mean, where he said and get a private jets, where he said and get a boat now water. So that I may already say instead of we swear we leaders there, now we pray let God change there. But anyway, continue. You get 2 more minutes.
Okay. So, Mr. Komon-Tok, I ask you a question. You know they pray for like God to bring the truth. Now you all still like
definitely that is acceptable.
That's exactly what I say. But they pray God that let God make this thing where create a problem where we make the truth come out. Because the light stuff as man. This is very simple. The man where the power stay in our president produce the data. Police station to police station, very simple. Like this, that you would have make, would have called result. Now let me step see what's that do. So if you fail for do that, then you go to that nation, go lay complain, go make all kinds, create all kinds of and this because my yesterday I see one of his video where they say let God bring the truth. I say, hey ya Allah. Ya Allah.
In a sense, I say, in the matter you say, God is great.
It don't make sense. And people they suffer. They suffer. And they try to manipulate the situation. You know, it don't make sense. It makes sense to believers them. But for like some of we, it don't make sense to we. Unnecessary suffering that it creates in the country. Let God bring that to the sorry for what I was saying.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. As always, very positive. Thank you. All right. Okay. This person, Dumbuya Jibrila, with the C, human rights concerns and free democratic society are other things African leaders fail to meet. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, now make us say, I will sell with self now. So then, Barry, I mean, this it can pain me. I'm honestly, it can pain some of we. Oh, they look identity. Lord, take another one again. Another, all right. So we had another call. All right, okay, we missed this caller. All right, caller, I can still call. We'll entertain some few calls there. All right, so we had another call. Yes, call outside the call from.
I call from Freetown.
All right, you get 2 minutes plus. Go ahead.
With president, what you know they allow we for do now? 9 we can go overseas, we can go do the freedom of speech. And no say you can go say anything. So the people in America, they're not going to do nothing. So if we say what in the state, so talk to power now. Upon by word of Benghazi in a day with the end. And no say if you go now Washington, you go say the president asked me for do something with the election, for finger the election. And no say nobody never arrest them. If now Salon somebody be say so the president asked me for finger the election. I go to arrest them. But what thing I feel so sad about now the fact that the people that are the diaspora, I see that they go and glad for the president. Is it because none of them are young, I don't know what they go on the ground, or they just they do that for their job? Because we notice the president, anybody who they make noise for, the people who they cause for, now they give job to. I get a sister with a did on Facebook, and they cost them and they cost them on Facebook. We become president, they turn them deputy ambassador in Nigeria. I know somebody again, where they say na be nurse na I think na Maryland. And he said be there on Facebook, they cost people there for Madabio. They turn a director for whatever in a state house. So then people then are the diaspora, they don't know how to say. If we cause and make noise for this president, I go give you a job. Now I make you notice when they talk to them, nobody even be they pay attention to what it is. They just be the ala now.
Yeah, they don't be they pay attention. Yeah, that was the thing. The man they talk to where the money are done, then they just the shouts. You know?
Right, because they look for attention. So we go now, they go look the footage. They can that's okay. That yalla man who tina there so what tina him when I go find for me. I go get a job. Now that's the whole point. They don't study the president so much that we all don't know now say all we get for doing for cost person. If you be need the cost for the president, if I don't get job, but you're an honorable man, you continue for what you do, and God will bless you for that. Because we're not ready for changes. We need for change yourself first before we try for change the country. I don't know my get for say. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. All right. Let's take a few more calls and few more takes, and then we wrap up the program. This one they come up from Baba Kamara, where they say, Komon-Tok, don't waste your powder on dead Kundo. If justice cannot prevail under his watch, who is he to preach justice at the UN? Please let him give me a break. This one they come out from all right, so we had more voice. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yes, Mr. Komon-Tok. I call from Dino.
All right, you get 2 minutes. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. They want the way do counter protest. No question for them at the easy platform. I don't say that they listen, and they listen around the world. Why they not protest in Sierra Leone for? Why they not celebrate in Sierra Leone? Because they not go be protest. Now where it be against, now it will be protest. Why they not celebrate the freedom in Sierra Leone, Freetown? Not to Kenema, not to Boo, not to McKinney, not to any other side. Let them do the celebration at Freetown. At least when they start from Calbatown, take like a continue or stadium, so that the one member will not get privilege for get that free one and go join them. You understand? So that's the one will not get the privilege and do the counter like how they do in America. But why not America actually then they go do counter protest? Where people in the protest? The one they protest in America where then they protest, where then they try to do counter protest, but they call a celebration of their own freedom. Then they do them because they don't get the freedom for doing a Freetown or any sign of Sierra Leone. But then now we get the freedom for protest, for celebrate, because they call them protest too, not to counter protest, and celebrate and celebrate, which then they just try for portray the image of the young president say, yes, now true say the one way they protest, now righteous protest the NEPA. Because they don't get freedom for doing that inside Sierra Leone, and making the do in America, when they wait for a way to go to America, then do it. You understand? So not a good thing they do to the young president. So then just they expose them, say yes, now to say the country divided, and it deeply divided. And this division also, I don't know when the relay go settle. I don't know who that get for settle.
Yeah.
But hey,
yeah, that's a concern.
I don't see any way soon because this kind of thing don't happen.
Yeah.
So my brother,
We are deeply
even
divided.
so believe you me, somebody do this kind of thing to you, close friend, you party, not even talking about your family. You do some bad thing to a bar, for they go forgive and no that way they easily, not go easy. Understand? So my own contribution at this evening. Thank you so much.
All right, okay. All right. Let me take few texts more and then we'll wrap up the program. This one they come up from Fire Camera Lay. What is it? To be honest, the president is saying the facts, nothing but the facts. These so-called Westerners are still manipulating Africans, taking advantage of poverty in the continent, and any African country who is not or who don't want to dance to their tunes, they will frustrate you and get rid of you. This is a shame and disgrace. All right. Okay, now we go on small on the text there. Now we go on the text there. Some brilliant text there. I think people really they come on these this Dumbuya Jibrila. What is it? In any organization, there are leaders and followers. To be a permanent representative in the UN, there are criteria to fulfill, and we are failing because of poverty and military coups. All right. Yeah, I think the reform, I still believe in the ideas. I still believe, say, perhaps, maybe, just maybe, if then give that responsibility, then maybe we might change certain things. But you overdue now, you overdue. But again, reform for take everywhere. And not for just to call reform now the United Nations, and for call reforms in the country as well. This is very important. All right, slow they go before small. Victor John is saying we know they produce and compete. All right, I think people we don't have what it takes to be in that. Another person, I think people come on very hard on this issue. Alpha saw what they say, we don't have what it takes to be in that council. Well, I still believe, say, for the sake of fairness, for Dede, that na my own position. I feel say for the sake of fairness, for Dede. All right. And this one they come up from Grassfield. What they say, we are missing the point. All America is saying is that if you can't do the right thing, just stay where you are. I think yeah, the one caller they talk say the president it make the statements harsh. Honestly, I think I support where make a point. I think this time now we find conciliatory, find words or mild words and not to words for go attack. We don't get the might. We don't get the might. This other day we see Ali Kaba put a very sensible post. We put an eye on it, where he say in the jungle, lion and the deer, they all claim sovereignty. But for let the lion survive, for let the deer survive, you get for use what's in pragmatic You get for use pragmatic. You get for be reasonable. You get for use tactics. Otherwise, in limbs, I know we'll go with her. You know, but I don't know. Anyway, we can just do your own bits now, yeah. No, all right. Now we had another call. While today, yes, who side they call from, please?
Yeah, hello, Mr. Komon-Tok.
Yeah,
how are you, sir?
I'm good. Who side you call from?
Yeah, name purpose. I call from Great.
All right, you get 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Komon-Tok. Yeah, I want to ask you a question. From where Salon A, who is at this election, democratic election process, I want me to know that if any election on the post that this one will ever happen in Salon. We all say, yeah, election process, it gets problem. But this one, nothing at the post. So when I go and this around, you go and talk, just they talk for full reason, also for me. Because everybody knows the truth. That aside. Then if they call for dialogue, every time they shout for dialogue, they cry for dialogue, this and that. They did start for dialogue with me. Where everybody knows the truth, say yes, and take this election. They hope this election from the opposition or from the people of Sierra Leone. You understand? Because other than votes for those who eat this, those who in them call us winner. Then only person now need negotiation, I need for dialogue, and that. Then they go publicly, they go accuse the person you want dialogue with. You go accuse the person where you want more like a table with. How will the person go feel? They cry for peace, they say this no one piece or this no one piece. But you play there first. Then you go provoke me different side. The way it comes to me, before me, you can't say, I want to make peace. That peace one day. That a provocation, not for peace. That man not ready for peace at the country. That man just desire for dig a hole. But you never say for himself, they dig that hole. Because that already did. So for himself, they go. Yeah, I get people that now they shout, wait, talk like, but you never say that it's all in the castle. When they put to God, at the end of the day, the truth go one day with him. I know my God for 6 years.
All right.
Thank you so much for the good.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. All right. Now we'll take this one. This one they come up from Aisata Dumbuya. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Komon-Tok. Thanks for daily updates. May Allah bless you and your family. Thank you very much. God bless you as well. And for the Ahmed Sisse, Moses Sisse, Theophilus Kesebe, Abu Umaru Kama, Sui, M. Kabu, and Fatmata Kamara. All right, let's see what Fatmata say. Fatmata say, different day, different story in this house. May Allah bless this house of Komon-Tok. How are you doing today? Yeah, thank you very much. We'll take a thank you. Yeah, Kelvin, how are you doing? Mary Jane and George Walker, waiting George. George puts a very salient here. I say, my elder told me that leading up to our independence celebrations, there's so much hope and opportunity that this country will be a great place to work and rest and play, dream, die. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, since now from 1967, now in the country begin go from back to what, from that time they will get, and what I can make it worse now, since the time we host OAU, the term of Papa Shiki, 1980, where the then bank governor, Sam Bangura, that tall building, you can see so, with the name after. It was a bank governor back then. We, make sometimes of recent time, people are in the vex because people want let democracy prevail. Dictatorial, for let a dictator is bad. I mean, although yes, when it comes to dictator, you get different type of dictators. You get benevolent dictators. For example, like Gaddafi not be dictator in country, not be the practice democracy. But again, democracy again, you get another definition. If we go on waiting and say government of the people by the people, if the people accept you, I just say fallacy, say Papa to go to election. But he not be dictator according to the West, you understand? According to the West, say a dictator. But in dictatorship, being puts the country in a better position for the citizens. I mean, the average Libyan, they live, affluent life, in the sense that they provide for their basic necessity, they pay them, they earn their way, one study, they send them abroad. Things that we are just, even the people beginning are not born itself, then, housing cheap, it make sure see the country, as far as me own research concerned, I think Nana be the only country, African country, we not get debts in the World Bank as well as IMF, significantly. So that was a good thing. So what's the point I want to make here is dictatorship a part, particularly we made it autocratic, you understand. Now, the problem, it was up from the 80s. With problems, it was up from the 80s. Where Shakibi Tawasi, power, if for host the OAU. We reserve not be too bad at that time. But anyway, the bank governor, because they consult the bank governor, according to which we read as history, when Sambangura advised and say, now, if we decide for host the OAU, we economy they suffer greatly. But because when anybody will host the OAU, they become the chairman of that organization, the African organization, for 1 year. They can say power, when man tested power, is not only reluctant to give it, but to increase in it. This thing, like what I can say, power not to poyo. Power not to poyo. That man, for let just be according to people, let get the opportunity for let it be a chairman for the African organization, African Union, the organization for 1 year. It go ahead. According to sources, they say it's an highway. We will kill the bank governor. When they kill the bank governor, because the bank governor be open up, be clearly oppose the hosting of the OAU, because it definitely gave a church we reserve. Because we need waiting for construct OAU village like how they are so side this the end be done rubbish. You get for construct roads, then certain side you get for pave, you get for create recreational facilities there. Huge amount of money for spend. We never know exactly how much they spend, but the bank governor be advised and Secretary Stephen make we not hoster. So that, like a dictator. Of course, you see what it happen now Russia. Then of course, then you go say benevolent dictator, but go challenge the next time. You will send people either something and send over the window, or maybe something where you there up now plane them. You just disappear and scatter to pieces. So according to allegation, Secretary Stephen sent highway now like a talk where like whenever government want use the they want use them bad, then secret, or they want just silence person, or they want just wipe somebody. These are the talks that we're actually responsible. Just like we of recent time we're able Arata will be so wide and they gone. So I will go kill Sambangura immediately after this and kill Sambangura money. The government gets enough money now, and get access to the funds and create and build hotels and build the OAU village, and there comes the hosting of the OAU. Immediately after the 1980, going to the 82, 83, 84, big problem begin come, and the structural adjustment program they begin come from IMF, just for can cushion us. At one time, so they even carried a South American for can try for can manage for help with for lobby just balance with books there. No, we not just depressed too much. So, but the point what they make here is it's not about our no one. This is not a history class. I just try for say dictator for be a dictator no good. You understand? For say what you want, now for be, and if you not be, no problem. That I make them say democracy. Democracy, we are in, we forget institutions and we forget the rule of law. God, parliament will be functioning, the other bodies and civil society will be functioning. These are places where for the challenge government. Parliament for the challenge government. Therefore praise government in certain areas and support government, but at the same time, if we're able for Sima for the people there, because in fact, I made them vote for them and civil society as well. But these things are not happening now. Now today, it don't be like one way. waiting the president they want, technically then they happen throughout these years, according to evidence they all don't see. So, I mean, that make, I feel say, we get a long way for go. In this circumstance, I don't find myself so. I don't know if prayer will save we or not. But anyway, Fambule, we're in a very difficult situation. And just like where the callers in they say, these are moments of we are in we preach national unity, reconciliation, or find a common ground, or find a ways for solve issue, because the people are suffering. You know, the people are suffering, and white man then get them way out and they look at things. Not to like, I mean, they get standards, they get policy. You know, sometimes when they talk about policy, people don't understand. White man believe in policy. When you don't say that this and the two, I like you change 5, 10 other people there. Or that next person can they follow that policy. Yeah, sometimes they can amend as the time dictates, as the environment dictates, as how necessary. But to a large extent, and they follow through them policies. You know, the MCC gets a criteria. The criteria, one of the yearly from the U.S. ambassador, the outgoing one, the Rema. It say they even tie the MCC, say the governments don't pass most of the criteria except the last one, then tell the government clearly, say, after, if there is free and fair election, then the compact are available. This is not only words, now words there we play several times. You know, time now will permit you again for the putter. I just rephrase and paraphrase, and we all know that's in a true, you know. So I think governments, President Bio, whoever is advising him, let it be so harsh internationally. I don't know, but the repercussion will be maybe sometime we say if we go get $50 million grant, $10 million grant, so no we will get that, you know. And now it will become more difficult. And also government they put money, pass the tax people there. Pass the tax people there. Now that make you find out say tax and they go up every day because government need the money for service the nation, for service the workforce, you know. All right, I think let's just squeeze this last lucky caller, then we call it off. Yes, caller, outside the call from.
Hello.
Yeah, outside the call from.
I'm at the call from New Jersey. This is Jibrila.
Jibrila, you get 2 minutes. Go ahead. You know the last lucky caller for tonight.
Yeah, what I want to say is United Nations and get structure. Yeah. African countries they depend cool, they depend poverty, we're not able for contribute. There are so many things they will get for meet up. We go friend with self that 6 days. I don't know if we go for phone with self or not able to provide water for the common people. Then I don't know if some people you don't need for this America for understand America. The world is so naturally that this country they police the world. Now America they police the world naturally. So until Mr. Komon-Tok just get for accept them, they will find way for common inside acceptance. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You can say somebody gets sickness. This person gets sickness. Yes, the sickness paper you get cancer. But you know they deny, you don't believe God say God will heal me, even when the doctor does say you not go survive. That's what they do. They accept the situation. But this man here, I don't know if this man here so get problems in brain because one thing with them the other AP systems say they lack in. I believe say one part they pan the brain with something on one with this president to go. Unfortunately, they must get brain problem. They tell you for free. Now Russia first, Russia. Look what America they do to Russia. Then they go the money no more seize Russia. America they treat like they say, what people they allow Russia. Look what America they treat Russia. So when everybody don't tell you say you democracy not the work, kind of class, like we can study in America so the land go put in there we don't go, we don't see the implementer. Now the same way everybody said this now we don't get 2 years experience from democracy. The way we do and so we not say election can get problem, but this particular way America they tell you say this way we do and so no. Not so. That's why for doing not to say they dictate to them more. And they try to tell them say because this country now democracy don't mean they don't prosper so Mr. Komon-Tok don't accept that. The democratic values that this country don't make this country don't lead. So why don't we emulate them? Why then tell you say the way you do so you wrong, Lord say Lord gets where Lord put them together. The man still the fight. Then you went talk about 500 million, you want 1 billion, we please you want stop. Now you want stop. You should able to stop that money. And tell you say this thing will give you the last step we don't left. Then this election free and fair and credible. Okay, then say the skirmish is not be bad. Why you know we simple other corner police what's not the problem? They want to face everybody else. You know the Russia 7 and Russia defense America. You know the possible step. Before I say country, you will not get New Jersey economy. Salon will not get New Jersey economies. So they're unfortunate, man. Now they get brain problem. You say some parts, yes, you get brain problem. I don't have to say the neurotransmitters they will for me to question team. I'm not going to be not gonna hate. I think then neurotransmitters they not connect, then they misfire.
All right, okay, thank you. And the last lucky caller for tonight. All right, so family, all you want we don't call, we tell now plenty. Thank you. We switch off the phone now. We are not taking any last call, any more call. And Lord, just put this last thing before we go. I think for Sharon to family, we this Ministry of Information, let me put this. Let us put on. Ministry of Information and Civic Education, UN General Assembly session weekly. Now this Solomon Jamiru press secretary puts, he say both parties, our government and the MCC have agreed that nothing will stop the MCC compact. Anybody who says or think that should not be the case as bad intentions for our country. So Solomon Jamiru say nobody know they will stop her. But again, they not say possibly stop her. I think himself will not get on quick. They not say they stop her. The thing is, even the American ambassador no say they stop her. It just say and gets a concern, and that's they call for I mean, let them just get something transparent before they move on. No, not saying they stop her entirely, you know. But anyway, I don't know if not this year. All right, okay, let's just share one more time. Okay, let's just share, let people see. I think when I say, you say both parties and both parties, our government and the MCC have agreed that nothing will stop the MCC compact. Anybody who says or thinks that should not be the case as bad intentions for our country. Solomon Jamiru. All right, okay. All right, okay. Fambulen. Low tap now. Low tap now. We'll come back tomorrow if something interesting there. As always, when they don't talk, then I think they not come and talk. We come and talk community, now they don't talk. All right, okay. All right, okay, all right.
Attention, attention. Are you hungry for the latest insights on politics and good governance issues from the motherland, Sierra Leone? Look no further than Talking Points, your go-to platform for engaging discussions. Subscribe today and let your voice surge. Talking Points is where smart minds come alive. Subscribe now.
Just one platform for news everything in our countries alone. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit.